Milashka.
I'm trying to imitate her.
Milashka.
That's how she said it. Like normal speaking voice, I'd say it like Milashka, or in higher pitch, Milashka, but not.
Milashka.
It sounded kind of a little foreign, but also very cute and very understandable, so I cannot complain.
何よ。
いや、なんか言ったか。
別に。みっともないって言っただけよ。
I love how this voice actress sounds in Japanese. I'm just in awe. Like, she's so cocky and confident. But in Russian, she just sounds like a baby.
Milashka. Milashka.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like very theatrical. It's not Milashka. It's like
Milashka.
You know, like I tried to imitate her, but we don't say it like that. It's kind of very weird. And considering her personality, it really does feel like she has two personalities. But maybe that's the whole point of the show. I'm still in awe. Like the voice actress did a good job. I assume she doesn't speak Russian, so kudos for that too. Sounded understandable and cute.
Milashka.
可愛いってなんだよ、可愛いって。それさっき。
I don't know the plot, but if he's supposed to understand Russian, it's not one of the most common words in the Russian language. So, for instance, I know in the Japanese culture, you often refer to things as kawaii, but in Russian, it's just not that common. I don't think it's in the top 1,000 most frequently used words. So it's kind of surprising that he does know this word if he's like not very good at Russian. So maybe he's secretly very good at Russian. I don't know.
も言ったよな。こっちは全部わかってんだよ。
Ой, покраснел, прям как ребенок.
It sounded very cute, but also there was heavier accent here. In normal life, I would say it like, покраснел, прям как ребенок. If I tried to voice it, I'd probably say, покраснел, прям как ребенок. But she said it like,
покраснел, прям как ребенок.
I don't know, like she added kind of like some unnaturalness to it. So I can still hear the accent, but is it cute? Yes. Is it understandable? Yes. So 10 out of 10 for me.
А у меня что, не серебристые волосы? Изменник.
So she said, а у меня что, не серебристые волосы? Изменник. Or in a higher pitch,
А у меня что, не серебристые волосы? Изменник.
You know? So, haven't I got silver hair? You cheater? Something like that. Изменник is someone who cheats. They translated it to playboy, which is technically correct, but I think изменник is a bit heavier. Because, well, измена is like the act of cheating in Russian, the noun for it. So, playboy feels lighter in English, I feel like, than изменник in Russian. And also the way she said silver hair, she kind of skipped a letter. Let me re-listen to it.
А у меня что, не серебристые волосы?
You normally say it like серебристые. She kind of skipped a letter and then E in the end sounded more like I, which is kind of surprising because I thought I is like very difficult for foreigners to pronounce. So instead of серебристые, she said something like серебристые. Like that's how it sounded like to me. But it was still understandable. But by far, this word sounded the worst, like pronunciation-wise.
Изменник.
And I like her theatrical manner. It's like, изменник, you know? We never speak like that. When you watch a movie, people speak a little more theatrical. So, like, if I were about to say it in real life, I would say something like, а у меня что, не серебристые волосы? Изменник. And if I were trying to voice this scene, I would say, а у меня что, не серебристые волосы? Изменник. But she does it, like, even more theatrical than that. She says something like, изменник, you know? Like, as if we were, like, literally in, like, some kind of, like, old theater. I don't know. That's how it sounds like. Another thing, in Russian, we normally speak a little lower than we do in Japanese. I learned Japanese, and when I try speaking Japanese, my pitch goes higher not lower. For her, I feel like it's the opposite. Like she sounds cuter in Russian, but I think it's on purpose, but also unrealistic because we do tend to speak lower in Russian compared to Japanese.
さあ、教えたたやつないよ。
Sounded cute, but I wasn't sure whether the first word was вообще-то, actually, or уж это. Уж is like very difficult to translate, and это is this. So I listened to it a couple of times, and I think she said уж это-то я знаю. I would say it like уж это-то я знаю, or something like that, you know? Again, heavy accent, but still very cute, 10 out of 10.
Для меня тоже.
She said, for me too, для меня тоже. But the way she said for, для, sounded more like she added a letter somewhere in between the first two letters. It was like доля меня or something. But it's для меня, so could have been shorter.
Грязный любитель детских ножек.
She said грязный, but it was unclear, so at first, like, I wasn't sure, maybe she said красный, but then when I got to the end of the sentence, like, it clicked, so I understood it from the context. Грязный любитель женских ножек, so some, like, dirty lover of female feet.
Не могу поверить, дурак, чтоб ты провалился.
Не могу поверить, дурак, чтоб ты провалился. I can't believe it. Idiot. And then she said, чтоб ты провалился.
Замолчи.
Замолчи. That sounded good, like almost natural.
А ты хочешь?
She said, а ты хочешь? So usually the intonation would go, а ты хочешь? To the хочешь word, which is like, do you want it? That's how like you intonate it in Russian. But here it was like, а ты хочешь? Something like, I don't know. Sounded kind of weird because of the intonation, but was very understandable at the same time.
Ничего-то ты не понимаешь.
She said, ничего-то ты не понимаешь, which is like, you don't understand anything, do you? But here it sounded bad intonation-wise, because here intonation really mattered. Like, I didn't hear the emotion at all. Like, the right emotion just was not there. It was like she was just reading.
Ничего-то ты не понимаешь.
I would say it, ничего-то ты не понимаешь in real life, or
Ничего-то ты не понимаешь.
or something like,
Ничего-то ты не понимаешь.
I also didn't do a very good job trying to say it, but you can still hear the difference.
わかってるんですけど
I love the male voice actor here. Also did a very good
Ну,
job.
обратите внимание и на меня.
That sounded kind of weird.
Ну, обратите внимание на меня.
That's how she said it, but we don't say it like that. Но обрати на меня внимание. So firstly, she said "но обратите," which means like she uses the formal, polite you.
Ну, обратите внимание и на меня.
I re-listened to it. She said "но обрати же внимание на меня." That's how indistinguishable it was. Okay, so that's better from the screenwriter's perspective, but didn't sound clear enough for my ears to understand what she said the first time I listened to it.
Вот же я. Обрати внимание.
That sounded like a child who tried to read a book, but this child doesn't really know how to read like at normal speed yet.
ねえどういう気持ちで言ってるの恥ずかしくないの
気づいてない。こんなにアピールしてるのに。
She has such a beautiful tone of voice in Japanese.
Обрати внимание.
That sounded so weird. You know, as if she were trying to march like обрати внимание. We don't say it like that. In real life, it would be more like
Обрати внимание.
you know, something like обрати внимание.
Обрати внимание. Обратите внимание.
Обрати же внимание. Again, she said «же», kind of like too softly, and we use «же» to make things stronger. So it would be like «обрати же на меня внимание», not «обрати на меня внимание», where you cannot really hear «же», so it's very natural, like that part was very natural.
Ой, пятёт. Yeah. Ой, пятёт.
Ой was perfect. It's like oh, and печет, it's like burning, sounded okay-ish.
ありゃマジで無理しなくていいぞ。
何が美味しいって言ってるじゃない。
いや痛いって言ってるじゃない。
Всё, больше не хочу.
Все, больше не хочу. But the way she said все sounded more like усё, which is not a word.
Ой, мама.
Ой, мама. Here I think we'd just say мамочка or мамочки, something like that, but ой, мама.
И ты вместе со мной.
И ты вместе со мной. It kind of sounded like she pronounced these few words together as if they were one word. It was like she said like и ты в, as if it were one word, but it is not. It's like 1, 2 words and the beginning of the next one. And you together with me, that's what she said.
И ты вместе со мной.
That's how I would say it.
これはどう？アリサさんと言った。
すね。
Her name is Alisa. And I don't think we ever shorten Alisa like Alya. But I guess in Japanese it makes sense. Just wanted to let you know that there are many like short forms of names, like I don't know, Alexander would be Sasha, Vladislav would be Slava, Evgenia would be Zhenya, but Alisa, like the only thing I can think of would be Alice, so without the A in the end. But they wanted to make it cuter and like more Japanesey, and I actually like how it sounds like. So it's like a Japanese take on the Russian name Alisa, so it's nice.
Хоть сквозь землю провались.
That sounded very undistinguishable. She said, хоть сквозь землю провались. Or хочу сквозь землю провалиться. So like, I'm not sure which one. Let me re-listen to it.
Хоть сквозь землю провались.
Хоть сквозь землю провались. That's what she said. A more natural way to say it would be хочу провалиться сквозь землю. Something like that. It's an expression that we do commonly use when we want to disappear because of shame or something. To disappear, but it sounded very undistinguishable here to me.
А вчера был таким симпатичным.
А вчера был таким симпатичным. So again, she does accentuate the words, the consonants in the words a bit too much, so that it sounds that they're too heavy. But it's understandable here.
Ну что, пойдем?
Ну что, пойдем? Here it sounded more like на что пойдем? I don't know. It's like when you're, let's say, at a cinema with your friends and you're unsure like what movie to go to, you would say на что пойдем? So like you would use на, not nu here. But in this context, I assume she wanted to say like ja, like, or right, and that would be nu, but it sounded more like na to me, so it was like very undistinguishable.
Ну что, пойдем?
Now I listen to it again, and it sounds more like a you, but that's my point. Like her accent, like the way she speaks is understandable. Like even if it's not very clear, you can guess it, but my problem is it's so unnatural at times that my mind guesses it wrong because it just doesn't sound right. At the same time, I do think that the actress did a brilliant job here. I mean, for someone who doesn't speak Russian.